It is 5 o'clock on the dot, and we are here in the spot. And we're live. And we're breaking on through. With me, your host, Jeffrey K. Clayton, the long-haired weirdo. The unimpeachable president. For life. Y'all got a lot to talk about today. Look at today's list. I want to talk about all this stuff right here. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to get it in there. So I'm going to leap right in, okay? I was gathering the emails today for all the people doing the glow-in-the-dark Leatherface chainsaw, Clayton Leatherface chainsaw shirts. Getting all the addresses together, you know, so on the 31st, I'll know how many shirts I got to order. And I'm noticing people don't capitalize their names anymore. Is that something that you new generation, like, you people don't like to do because you think maybe it puts you, like, above somebody or something? Is that what's going on? I'd rather see you writing all caps than back down for something like that. Hey everybody, you're coming in quick, you're coming in fast, you're coming in furious. I got people from Canada, I got people from New Zealand, I got people from Germany, I got people from Gastonia. There's my main man Benoit watching all the way from up there in the great country of Canada. Well, like I said, jumping right in. I would like to start today on a serious note. A friend of ANTiSEEN, a friend of Break On Through, a friend of mine, Daryl Tinsley, former lead vocalist of Seducer. His dad had a massive stroke today. I saw the post on Facebook, and I just want to say, Daryl, man, your dad, your family, you're all in our thoughts. You're all in our prayers. We're pulling for you. I hope he comes out well on the other side of this. Daryl's good people. And judging from the character that Daryl himself has, I'm sure his dad is also a great person, and all the best to him. Okay? Had a great mail day today. I just want to show you a couple items I got in the mail. Man, I cannot suggest this enough to everybody on Break On Through. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to make it a mandate. This might be a law. This might be a Break On Through law that you have to have this in order to watch Break On Through. Stupider things are going on. Why can't I do that? Everybody should own Gene Tracy and Wild Man Steve, The Great Insult. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. This couldn't come out today. I guess lucky for both these guys, they passed away. If they put this out today, they'd both be in jail. It's the funniest damn thing you've ever heard. Recorded right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Holiday Inn up on Woodlawn. I imagine this was recorded in the late 70s, very early 80s, but it is hilarious. And you don't pay an arm and a leg for this either, man. You can find it on Discogs, eBay, maybe even Amazon. I'm not sure. But Gene Tracy and Wild Man Steve, The Great Insult. Comedy gold. Also got this in the mail today. I didn't see Adam Wolf on here yet. I hope he's on. Look at this. Jerry Smith and his piano players. Truck Stop. That's a solid gold record cover if there ever was one. Listen to some of these song titles. Truck Stop, of course. Speakeasy. Sunrise Serenade. My Happiness. Smoky Corners. Sweet and Sassy. Tokyo Butterfly. And the rest are not very truck stop oriented, but I cannot wait to hear this and give you my expert review. All right. Today's mail day out of the way. My main man, Luke Walker, bought the Cosmo art from me. That is a one-of-a-kind piece, and man, on the post I made, I said, it's dangerous. You know, I'm not responsible for you getting hurt. You think, that's Clayton being funny about it. Man, I'm telling you, if you're not careful with this, you will be going to the hospital and getting stitches. I can't tell you how many times I've moved it from one place to another and end up bleeding and have to tape my fingers all up and everything. It's dangerous. It can be used as a weapon. But thank you, Luke. You are now the proud owner of some ANTiSEEN history. And you saw the post I made about me getting rid of t-shirts, man. I got 400. I seriously think I got 300 or 400. I can't wear them all. I only own 5 pair of pants. 2 of them are shorts. So I got 3 pair of pants. I tried to find some this weekend. I couldn't find them. My wife says, honey, you got to get rid of some of those t-shirts. This is all there is to it. And she's right. And I'm going to tell you something. It will, if, you know, you think, oh man, I gave Clayton that shirt. Man, it's not, look, your shirts aren't doing anybody any good folded up in my closet. T-shirts are advertisement. Whatever you're selling, your band, your the kind of movies you like, you know, whatever you're doing, this is an ad. There's a big old billboard right here now. I've had a lot of people send me stuff over the years. That is a fact. Because this is some prime real estate for some good old advertisement right here. But I'm telling you, I am to capacity. Man, I see badass t-shirts on Instagram and all that. I see it all the time. You know? But I got to pull back. I can't do it. You know? It's gotten completely out of control. Speaking of black t-shirts, the chainsaw pre-sale goes on till July 31st. And I got to admit, people, the yield for this one has been a little disappointing so far. In order for me to keep doing it, they have to be successful. But maybe you guys are in the same fucking boat I am. Maybe you got 9,000 fucking black t-shirts and hell, you don't know what to do with them all. Well, I'm getting through these topics. Look at there. I've already nailed all those right there, man. Because I'm gonna have to have a little conversation. This break on through is gonna take a swerve in here in a minute, but I know you guys are thinking, hey man, this is like old time break on through right here. You know why? I told you about the switching of the rooms, and we did that this weekend. Some very good people came over to assist us. Mr. Buster Cherry, Mr. Jeff Williams, Mr. Steve Wenzel helped me and Miss Clayton move all this stuff. You know, most people, oh, well, you know, you're going to move some stuff, what, a chair, a dresser, you know, a table or something, a lamp. Not in the Clayton house. No. Moving stuff out of a room in the Clayton house, I mean, you got to hire a crew. You have to. Damn. But it's coming along. But I misplaced my great phone stand that Brad Mullins sent me to improve the quality of the show. I mean, I'm taking some step backwards. I saw it yesterday, and I said, I'm going to put this in a place where I know I'll see it. And when it's time for break on through, I'll just grab it, and here we go. Didn't work out that way. I have no idea where the fuck it is. Hopefully, I will have found it and be back in the spot next Tuesday. But yeah, man, you're going to be amazed at some of the stuff I got going on around here. Crazy stuff. Crazy. After the show last Tuesday, I got a message from a Maine Mark Deal out of San Marcos, Texas. Mark, are you here today? Are you in here now? You late? You coming here in a minute? You got to tell me something. I just want to see if you're here so I can talk to you for a second. I know where the hibiscus tea is. Oh, there's Mark. A fantastical tattooist down in the great state of Texas. Maybe you get down there and tattoo a mask on your face or something. Right, Mark? You do that? But he gave me a good idea. He says, man, I think it'd be interesting to know how you got into, what are your favorites, what are your least favorites, and you know, what you think now about horror movies. And I was like, you know what, that's a good story to tell right there. I may have already told it before, but if so, you're going to hear it again with different details. How about that? You know, I was born in the 60s, and I guess around 65 or 6 is when I started to see things. About 66, beginning of 67. Seeing stuff on TV, and then, you know, it kind of went into your memory. That happened a lot in the early 70s. Stuff that you saw and it kind of blew your young mind, you know. One of the first images I remember seeing, I guess it was supposed to be scary. It wasn't a horror movie per se, but it was a one of the swashbuckling things. Disney put it out called the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh. And man, I loved that imagery. I've loved it all my life. I love it to this day. That imagery is what led to the whole pilgrim hat thing at the beginning of the of ANTiSEEN. I used the Scarecrow art on the I Hate God tour we went on in 2019. So that was the first thing that really attracted me to that, to, you know, darker and scarier type of things. Now, who got me into horror movies? Well, that's easy to say. My mom, devout Methodist, straight and narrow, clean cut, conservative. Cried when I got my first tattoo. Cried tears when she saw the Sex Pistols record cover on my bed. She is the one who got me into horror movies. See, and now this is a dynamic that I don't really know about. I guess I'd have to do some real deep searching. But even when I was a kid, man, my mom and dad never slept in the same bed very often. We were living in trailers back then because we moved a lot. And I guess when I started school, I lived in a little town called Severn, Maryland, because my dad was stationed at Fort Meade Air Force Base. And so I started kindergarten and first grade in Severn, Maryland. What would happen was my mom would lay on this couch, right? And then back then I was a little guy. My mom would lay in this kind of, with her knees in a V like this, and she'd put a pillow up on her hip. And I would just be kind of like on that pillow, watching the TV like this. Eventually, I guess she, whenever I'd fall asleep, she'd take me to bed. I guess she'd go to bed. I don't know. I was asleep. But she would always look through the TV guide and find out, there was always a horror movie playing on Friday night and Saturday night. Now, one of those two nights, living close to Baltimore like we did, we could get horror host Sir Graves Ghastly. And I don't remember if he was Friday night or Saturday night, but he was one night, and the next night was just whatever channel, probably a UHF channel. Some of you may not know what I'm talking about when I say UHF channel. Most of you here probably do, though. But it was a UHF channel that would also play horror movies every weekend. And she would find them for me to watch. And, of course, a lot of what I saw at an early age was all the Universal. Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Dracula, Son of Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, Ghost of Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, all that stuff. Loved every bit of it. And even as a little kid, something I admired most about those movies? And you think this is weird for a little kid, but man, I remember I was just, I was amazed by it. And that was the backgrounds. They were, a lot of them were sheets hanging up, and, some of them had some real good detail in it. I just remember as a little kid just studying that, you can see mountains in the back, and stuff like that. I loved it. I love it to this day. That's the main thing I love about those movies is the sets, because most of that stuff was filmed inside. Not all of it, of course, but even as a little kid, I was impressed with that. And man, I didn't really start seeing stuff that scared me until much later, when I guess the horror shows would play stuff that for the time would be a little more current. I remember seeing, man, I think it was called Death Master. Had the guy that Robert Quarry that played Count Yorga was in it. Some of that stuff was, a little, I guess when it got into color, it kind of changed things. I remember seeing Dracula versus Frankenstein. If you've never seen that, you really should see it. I know you probably think it's dumb, but man, just the way it comes on, see, man, that's the kind of shit I'm interested in. The intros. That's why I used to love the Universal, man, when the little plane would fly around and shit like that. I couldn't, like, if I knew it was a Universal, I was like, oh, which one are they going to do? The world, with the letters going around, or the little plane, stuff like that, But, I remember Mom having a dilemma of letting me watch Psycho. It was coming on, it wasn't coming on late movie, it was coming on prime time on one of the major networks. And I remember her having a real dilemma about letting me watch it. And I'm just like, come on, let me watch it. And she said, I don't know, it's a little rough. You know, she gave in and she let me watch it. And it did, I don't know, I mean, as a kid, it really didn't bother me that bad. I mean, when, you know, the girl from the shower is laying on the bathroom floor with her eyes open, I guess that kind of unnerved me a little bit. But, you know, the pop for me was waiting all the way to the end when Norman's mom's all dried up down there in the damn root cellar. You know, but as time went on, man, I really, really liked the Hammer movies. I wonder why. Maybe because all the chicks in their scantily clad outfits and their big boobs and their long hair and stuff. Yeah, that might have had something to do with it. But I mean, I loved Christopher Lee. I loved Peter Cushing. Man, when I first time I saw Curse of the Werewolf, man, that was a game changer to old JC as a little kid. But man, it's still nothing really scared me. I mean, I loved it. I loved everything. Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then I saw Godzilla. And you all see how that damn went on. How that happened. So, but, you know what? Let's fast forward up to the 70s. In 73... I'm hearing all about The Exorcist. Maybe that was 72. But The Exorcist, you know, it's all over the news, man. People are passing out going to see this movie. They're passing out. They're having to get paramedics to take people out of the movie, right? Well, see, of course, I'm hearing all this. I got to go see it. I got to go see it. Ain't happening, dog. Nope. You're not going, son. My mom wasn't going to go see it. One, because it kind of went into a realm of horror she didn't like. And she didn't want me seeing it, you know, all the devil, Satan, demon possession stuff. So, nah, you ain't gonna go see that at the movies. But when it finally did come on network television, and I'm not sure what year that was, man. I'm thinking 76. Can anybody verify that? But it came on, you know, the CBS Wednesday night movie. Yay, hey, ho, hey, you know. And man, I got to watch the edited for television version, and it scared the hell out of me. But I tried to play it off. I said, I pulled my mom aside, and I was like, Mom, I think that movie might have been a little bit too much for Greg. So, I'm thinking maybe he should sleep with me tonight. You know, just in case he's scared. I saw no indication that Greg's scared. I don't know if he was even old enough to register what he was even looking at. But I was the one who's scared and needed some backup just in case something were to happen. So, yeah. That's the first time I was really scared about a movie. And I saw Punk Rick says he's still never seen it. Man, if you see it, don't look at this whole director's cuts, added shit, bonus footage. Look at the one that came out, man. 72, 73. Watch that one. It's fantastic. Does anybody know the only pop song of the day that was featured in The Exorcist? Other than the theme by Mike, what is his name? Mike Oldfield or whatever? Tubular Bells. It became a hit on the radio those years. The only pop song featured in The Exorcist. That's right, Jeff Williams. Rambling Man by the Allman Brothers. Yes, Rick, the Omen came right hot on the heels of The Exorcist. And that first Omen, I even think the second Omen was pretty creepy. Still didn't scare me. But, so, fast forward, to, 8th, 9th grade, we're living in Carolinas now. We started here. We moved all over because of Dad being in the Air Force. But we had a show here that came on WGHP out of High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem. We lived far enough out of Charlotte that we could get High Point and Greensboro's channels and Charlotte stations. So one night, man, it happened to me a lot. I'm geared up, ready to go. Come on, let's watch some horror movies there, Hoss. Fall asleep. Miss the whole damn thing. Oh, one night I fell asleep. I fell asleep on a little movie called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Oh man, I fell asleep and I wake up to some chick screaming her head off. And all I see on the screen is this white-faced guy with dark circles under his eyes, blue lips, and gray hair, laying there with a towel on his head. And I'm like, what the fuck? Man, look, I got goosebumps just thinking about that. That movie scared the fuck out of me at that age. I'd seen Night of the Living Dead. But to me, this was like, and I still love that movie. I love everything about that movie. The way it was filmed, the build-up, the soundtrack. See, that's another thing. Even as a kid, man, Bride of Frankenstein had one of the greatest soundtracks ever. I've got it on vinyl in there. Love soundtracks. I got Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things vinyl in there too. Fantastic. And so there you have. I don't know why that movie scared me, but it did. And man, I still there was one in between though. Let me think about this. Let me get back to this. There was a movie, and I think it's where the band got their name. A Mario Bava movie called Black Sabbath. Has anyone seen that? The first story on that is one of those trilogy things. And it had like three stories. But man, the first story on that, and I don't even remember what it was called, but that scared the piss out of me. It's a woman's a medium. She died, and the woman's trying to steal a ring. Well, of course, you know what happens when you steal rings from dead people. Dead people are going to get that ring back, son. Oh, yeah. So, if you want to see the movies that scared old JC as a youngster, Exorcist, original version, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and Black Sabbath, the first story. The second and third story didn't mean shit to me after that first one was over. I was just trying to reel it back in from that, you know. I was like, what the fuck are these? But my favorite horror movies, man, is like, I love all that American International pictures, the Hammer movies. You know, all that stuff from the, I guess, the 60s, 70s. That's my all-time favorite stuff. But then you started seeing a different kind of horror movie. Now, I know I've told this story before. I'm going to go ahead and tell it again, though. You know, you live in a small town. Halloween can be a rough night for cops. I mean, anywhere, but I mean, you're talking about a night where, you know, stuff's supposed to happen. So in a small town, not much to do. You're gonna make stuff happen. Oh yeah, we done. I mean, all the stuff you've heard about done on Halloween. We used to do that shit. But one small town near my small town, the town of Salisbury, got a good idea. We're going to keep all these hooligans off the damn street. Then we're going to have a double feature movie, you know, like be cheap, keep them in this building, we know where they are, and it'll be for like 3.5 hours. And we'll let them out late so that, you know, hopefully they'll just be tired and go home. And we were starting to see a different kind of horror movie come. I heard about Chainsaw Massacre, you know, and I started hearing about all this other, you know, real, you know, Last House on the Left, all this serious kind of gore and ultra violence. Well, man, one we heard about, but hadn't seen it. I didn't see it when it made its debut. But less than a year later, it's the main movie of this hooligan roundup. They played The Hills Have Eyes and Night of the Living Dead as a double feature. Well, man, everybody was geared to see The Hills Have Eyes, because this is the new way horror was going. This hard, ultra violent, no monsters, just, you know, psychopaths, weirdos, and that's the first time I saw Janus Blythe running across the screen in animal skins. So shortly after that, Chainsaw Massacre. And then, you know, like anything, it gets harder. I guess you think, well, if you say you like the mainstream, but man, listen, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, that was groundbreaking. And if you've seen it in the theater, not knowing much about it, went like I did when I went and saw it, man, that was good. But see, I don't get scared of stuff no more. And then there was it kind of happened way, like, more in the age of video. The super, super gory stuff. Even though I did see Blood-Sucking Freaks at a theater. Gates of Hell, all that Italian stuff, you know, zombie. Saw Dawn of the Dead at a drive-in when it came out. Goodness gracious, man. I saw so much stuff just, you know, like at the theater when it debuted. And of course, you know, when you first see it, you love all that gore. You know, like, oh man, I just want to see the gore. But eventually I got bored with that quick. You know, just the hacking up for the sake of hacking up. I wanted some kind of story to go with it. I mean, I liked a lot of that weird shit like Pieces and things like that. But I mean, you know, I kind of wanted it to go back to what I was accustomed to watching. And I was talking about this with somebody the other day. I think my wife's ex-husband, Buster, was helping us move. We were talking about the remake of Night of the Living Dead. the color version. Man, I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was great. It doesn't get much respect from what I see. I mean, I don't hear it. I don't hear much talk about it or much praise for it or whatever, you know. But I thought it was really good. But I mean, there was a time I'd go see any and everything. That's what I did. Most people would buy beer or buy drugs or, you know. But man, my thing was going to the movies. That's the one thing that this goddamn shutdown that y'all forced upon us that fucked me up, man. Me and Miss Clayton, we love going to the movies. And I know you say, oh, movies are open now, but all the safety steps you got to go through, man. Come on. And I didn't think it could happen. I did not think it could happen. But a modern horror movie gave me the damn creeps. The Conjuring. The first one. Moments in the other ones, man, but like they wore that down till it just that's silly. But yeah, Mark, I saw you said, man, we had a theater that was like 4 miles from the house, straight shot. Get out on the road, boom, could be at any movie, you know. And it's closed. That whole chain of Regal Cinemas shut down. That was our favorite theaters, and yeah, they're gone. So since all that, we've only been to the theater one time, and you know what? I can't remember what the fucking movie was we saw. It was some action car thing. It wasn't Fast and Furious. I wouldn't pay a dime to see any of that. But yeah, there you go. I know I'm probably leaving out some. See, my least favorite, man. I hate when the sequels get out of control, man. I hardly like any of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. I don't like very many of the Friday 13th, Halloweens. Even though I do like the reboot of the Halloween franchise that happened, I don't know, what, 3 years ago or so? The one with Jamie Lee Curtis. It was supposed to be like the only movie that was made was the first one. I really like that, and I'm looking forward to that new one coming out, Halloween Kills. I think it's going to be good. But yeah. So there you go. There's my Stephanie. Yeah, I do like Halloween too. I did like Halloween too. And you know, at the time I saw 3, I didn't like it, but you know, now taking it for what it is, its own standalone, I liked it too. But any of those others, man, you can keep all that. Well, when the damn cowboy blows up the prison and gets Michael Myers, and they let Michael Myers sit in the prison with his mask on, okay, whatever. And then it starts to get into crazy shit. Now I got a few more announcements. Did I already say? Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you about something. There's a group from here in Charlotte named Trash Room. Trash Room. And their drummer is Steve Sadler. Southern Hostility, ANTiSEEN, early 90s. And I liked them before. They would play at Repo Record quite a bit. And Yeah, I think they're a good band, and now Steve's playing with them. They're doing some shows this month. On the 24th, they will be at the Tin Roof in Charleston, South Carolina. On the 31st, they'll be here in Charlotte at Tommy's Pub. So if you want to see Steve Sadler play, maybe you hadn't seen him play since the early 90s. I hadn't seen him play drums since the early 90s. Maybe you want to take some of your ANTiSEEN stuff out there and get it signed by him. He'd be more than happy to sign it for you. Steve's a very approachable guy. Likes talking to his fans. So go see him. Now, you talk about horror and all this stuff. You know, I'm going to talk about my buddy Janus, man. She told me to tell you guys thank you for the, some of you have sent her some donations for that, to get that AC unit on. I know you think, oh, well, what? Yeah, AC unit, she can't go. No, she can't. She got hip surgery, and I don't know if next on the agenda is knee surgery. I don't know, but that's what it was looking like. And, man, it's 122 out there. And she's just got a little window unit. She sold a bunch of her pictures to save up. And she's about $1,000 short, I think, is what she last told me. And man, if anyone could go buy pictures, send stuff to get her to sign for you. Like I said, since the surgery, she's got to heal up, so you might have to wait a minute until she can drive again. You know, to get, but you're gonna get it. She's not gonna rip you off, okay? I wouldn't. She's a sweet lady, so just if you can help. Some people just sent donations, said, "Here, I want to help. You know, I heard about you on Break On Through. Here you go." And I really appreciate it. Matter of fact, Daryl Tinsley's one of the guys that did. I'll go ahead and say it out. He did that, and so someone keeps asking about my friend's movie. Come Get Some? Is that what you're talking about? Jeff Williams just said, "Come get some." Got it for sale. It's on the website, ANTiSEEN.com. Man, I'm talking about selling t-shirts. People go, "Hey, you got any ANTiSEEN t-shirts?" And I'm like, you ever heard of ANTiSEEN.com? Come on, man. Gotta tell me something. ANTiSEEN shows. That's what everybody wants to know. I'm getting thousands of cards and letters every day. People saying, "Jeff Clayton, when's there going to be some ANTiSEEN shows?" Answer. August 27th. Ground Zero, Spartanburg, South Carolina, with Zach Hembree and the Satan Sisters as the opening act. You can't beat that. Now, what are you going to do to beat that? Well, maybe. Maybe on August 28th at the Tipsy Burro, Charlotte, North Carolina. ANTiSEEN Live. Doors at 9. Get there early, though. Tipsy Burro is a great restaurant. We're all going to be eating dinner there. Come sit with us. Fellowship Hour. Fellowship Hour. I've said it before, we'll be shaking hands, kissing babies, posing for photos. Whatever you want to do. Well, guys, it has been fun sitting here running my mouth and you being my captive audience. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that we're still doing this and you guys are still interested, and I love the hell out of you. So just remember, You got to know what's false and what's true, because it'll all come out in the wash when you break on through.